2021, I found myself in a really toxic relationship. I'd had 2 miscarriages. I'd lost my breast implant illness. I had to sell my salon that I had. Then partner had left me and I thought, how the fuck did I get here?
Elle Porter, who is a transformation empowerment women's coach. Who is Elle Porter?
A beautiful little girl growing up on the central coast of New South Wales, moved to the big smoke in Sydney to become a dancer and an entertainer, where I won dozens and dozens and dozens of awards, and I was on magazine covers, and I lived in Dubai for a little while. I went traveling. I was a beauty salon owner, from all the good and amazing and great and accomplishments and status and money and friends and family and all the things. How the did I get here? How did I call all of this in? And that was what really sparked my own deep personal development journey.
If you were to give that one key, what would that piece advice be? We are back with Keys to the Queendom. I am your host, Tamara Meyer. Guys, this episode has been coming for such a long time. I can't tell you. It's probably been nearly 2 years this woman has been needing to be on my podcast. And to be honest, this has probably been the best time for her to be on this podcast because there has been a world of impact that she's brought to the world. But most importantly, I'm so excited to introduce to you one of my best friends, my support coach for Queendom. But most importantly, this woman is Elle Porter, who is a transformation empowerment women's coach. And she is honestly on another level right now. You've just turned 40 and I'm here to bring you to Keys to the Queendom. Hello, my beautiful friend.
Oh, Tam, it is such a pleasure to be here. And you are right. We have finally made it. You've come over to WA. We've been on the East Coast together. We've done events and photo shoots and all the amazing things together in your space. But just to get this one-on-one time with you now is so amazing.
We're here.
We made it.
She's literally flown from Perth today, and prior to that you were in Dubai, and we were like, fuck, are you going to make it on time before the podcast happens? But you're here now, and there's a lot of incredible pivots, changes, things that have happened in your world over the last 18 months. It feels like I've known you for a lifetime though, but it feels like now you're stepping into something really powerful, and I really want the listeners to hear who is Elle Porter.
Oh, thank you so much. Who is Elle Porter? Where do we even start? I mean, I've had so many iterations, versions, chapters of me, of my life. I've even had several name changes, from like my birth name to a name that I had while I was performing. And now as I'm, yes, you're right, stepping into my 40s and I'm in the posture of the woman that I am today, which is Elle Porter. There's just so much to talk about, but really, who am I? I'm just a beautiful person with a big heart who has walked, talked, lived and breathed true transformation, true reinvention. And now it is my passion and purpose in this life to be that permission slip, to be that advocate, and to be that inspiration for other women to do big, brave, courageous things, to live the life that they want to live, and just find the courage, the clarity and the confidence to do that.
Oh, fucking hell. I love that. And I think, there's been definitely so many beautiful parts of your stories I've witnessed, but for the listeners who want to hear like the different stages of life you've been through, what are the ones that you really feel called to talk about that have kind of brought you to now to this big precipice to being able to help women transform and really reclaim their power?
Oh, I mean, do we have enough time on this podcast?
I don't think we do. We'll do a series part 2.
I think we need a 10-part series. But just to sort of touch on, I mean, I was a beautiful little girl growing up on the central coast of New South Wales. I come from a really nice family. We were business owners. We had a paintball skirmish business, and then I left the little quiet coasty town to move to the big smoke in Sydney to become a dancer and an entertainer, where I won dozens and dozens and dozens of awards, and I was on magazine covers, and I headlined Sexpo, and I did all amazing things in that area. And then I left that. I went to Dubai. I lived in Dubai for a little while. I was there for about 3 or 4 years, and I was in events with Bacardi, which was brilliant. I then came back to Perth. I owned a entertainment complex for a little while, which was amazing. And then I took a year off. I went traveling pre-COVID all around the world. I got a one-way ticket and just off I went. And then I came back. I was a beauty salon owner. Wow. I specialized in brows and body sculpting and eyelash extensions. And throughout those years, while it all sounds really fabulous, and there was money and status and travel and meeting amazing people and just living a life most people wouldn't really dream of on a normal day, there was some unhealthy habits. There was some not so great environments. There were some very toxic relationships. There was some things about myself that were unhealed and needed work. And it wasn't until about 2021, I think it was 2021. Gosh, time just flies so fast right now, that I found myself in a really toxic relationship. I'd had 2 miscarriages. I'd lost my breast due to breast implant illness. I had to sell my salon that I had. And I was there sitting on my couch alone, ice packs in my chest, not being able to shower, wipe my own butt, do anything. My then partner had left me, and I thought, how the fuck did I get here? From all the good and amazing and great and accomplishments and status and money and friends and family and all the things, how the fuck did I get here? How did I call all of this in? And that was what really sparked my own deep personal development journey. I mean, I dabbled in it before. I'd done a few little online courses, or I'd worked with some great mentors at that time. Just like 4 weeks things and 6 weeks there. But there was just so much things that I had to look within, because, we're all so quick I shouldn't say we all, let's not generalize. Many people are so quick to blame external circumstances, people, places, things, environment, government, and whatnot. But just for the first time in my life, I was like, I can't fucking be a victim here anymore. And I thought to myself, what's going on with me?
Yeah.
How did I attract this in? So, and at the time, my then partner was like, you're not mindful, you're not this, you're not that. And I was like, I'll fucking show you who's not mindful.
Person.
I'll show you. I'll show you. Because I was very spite driven back then, not anymore. And so that's what sparked my deep journey into personal development. And I originally just signed up for a course, and that one course led into another, that I was just having breakthrough after realization, after like healing, after just like mind-blowing moments, just all of the things. And then it essentially just really kind of led me to where I am today. Yeah. And throughout my own healing journey, and throughout all of the years and all of the iterations and all of the chapters and hats that I've worn, the ongoing theme that I would always get from so many women is, you're just so fucking brave.
Yeah, beautiful.
Like, no matter what happens to you, you just pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and just fucking make shit work.
Yeah.
And so as I was going in my coaching journey, sort of trying on a few different hats, do I want to be an executive coach? Do I want to be a mindset coach? Do I want to work with this type of person or that type of person? But just constantly, I would just get women flocking to me going, how do I do what you've done?
Wow.
How do I do that? And so I guess as like a very sort of umbrella snapshot of the journey here and some of the things, just to give everybody listening a bit of an idea of how I got to where I was. Yes, there's been study, and yes, there's been certifications, and yes, you grow in knowledge and experience, but it's the lived shit. Yeah. And here I am now at 40,
Congratulations.
I just turned 40, and it was a retreat that I went on earlier this year that just, this is who I am. This is what I want to be doing. Women is who I'm working with. It's all about the reinvention. It's all about the transformation. So that's kind of, I know that it seems like a long-winded answer, but believe me, in the grand scheme of things, that was a bit of a short.
No, but it's really powerful
snapshot.
because I think you've shared, the pivotal moment that got you into personal development. I really love hearing people where they started their healing journey, and the fact that you said, I stopped being a victim. I owned my own, reality and my circumstances, and the fact that people come to you now and they see you growing and taking bold, courageous moves, and then turning 40, which so many women can relate to and think about, what is next for me? What do I do from here on in? How do I reinvent myself, reclaim myself? Or even most importantly for you, like, who am I now and what am I no longer dealing with, letting go of? And so when you owned being 40 now, and for women that are coming to you, what did you have to let go of, and what were you no longer standing for? What was, past Elle? Who is Elle more into this beautiful journey that you're on right now?
Oh, that's such a great question, Tam, and I'm so grateful that you've brought this up, because something that really landed for me, and again, I want to mention this retreat that I went on. It was a somatic expansion retreat ran by the amazing Rebecca Antonucci.
She's amazing.
Oh my
I need
goodness.
to do that, I reckon.
Oh my goodness gracious. It literally was life-changing. I think it's not so much about who am I becoming. Like, yes, there's a part of it, but it's like, who do you unbecome as well? And it's, yes, there's letting go and there's healing and there's acceptance and all of that, but it's also loving all parts of you. All parts of the woman come with the woman, past and present. And I feel like over the years, and yes, leading up to my 40s, when you're like, oh my God, where did the last 40 years go? Like, shit, oh my gosh. It's kind of like you ride these waves of like feeling empowered with your past and loving it, and then maybe there's shame, maybe there's guilt, maybe your opinions change over time, but it's really sort of finding peace.
Yeah.
It's finding peace with all parts of yourself, the past things as well, whether it be letting go, healing, integrating, doing those things together, but it's also listening really to that inner knowing. So many women I work with go, oh, I don't know what I want. Or I'll ask them questions and they say, oh, I don't know, or is that right? Or they overthink it.
Yeah.
But it's deep down, you fucking know. We really know, and we just lose sight of our own intuition, whether you want to call it that disconnection between mind and body, or whether we, over years and years of societal conditioning, or maybe, that lack of self-trust. We say we want something, we say we're going to do something, we say like, I'm not going to do that thing anymore. Next time they do that, I'm going to say the thing, and we don't, and we don't, and we don't, and we don't. So when change comes, or when the desire for something else comes,
that's big.
You ignore it, or you don't trust it, or you fear it, or that little voice is like, I can't, I shouldn't, I wouldn't, oh my gosh. And so really it was that listening to that knowing. Like, I went to the retreat with this like, I'm open to whatever comes. Like, what is my intention? Is it, staying in the place that I'm at right now in Perth, in the environment and the lifestyle, and doing all of the things, jobs, partners, places, blah, blah, all the things, or is it not it?
Yeah.
And I think sometimes you already know.
Yeah.
It's like when they say flip a coin, like, is it heads or tails?
Why do you flip it?
As soon as it goes up, you kind of go, oh, it's like, whether it's heads or tails, I know the answer, like, or whatever. But, still sometimes it's good to still, even if that inner knowing is there, it is good to flesh it out. Yeah.   It is good to flesh it out. So it's, really, it was that listening to that knowing. Like, I went to the retreat with this like, there was so many women I work with go, oh, I don't know what I want. Or is that right? Or they overthink it, or you don't trust it, or you fear it, or that little voice is like, I can't, I shouldn't, I wouldn't, oh my gosh. And so really it was that listening to that knowing. it was getting to that, like, allowing myself the time and the space to get super duper clear of if there was any other shit getting in the way, if there were any other outside or past or whatever shit of the inner knowing, to just strengthen that. So coming off the back of that, super clear of going like, I know who I am.
Yeah.
I know what I want and I know where I'm going, and whatever's fucking meant for me will not miss me.
That's our motto at the moment.
Really?
Big, babe, because that deep knowing, what was coming up, what was screaming at you, what was the next steps from when you were experiencing what was coming up at the retreat?
I think first and foremost, it's clarity.
Yeah.
Like for me personally, like, and I'm sure a lot of the women watching this podcast, or if you're listening to it, we all have so much going on in our lives and so many outside influences, and there's just so much noise and so much overstimulation that we get so caught up that like we feel overwhelmed, or what if that, it's clarity.
Yeah.
Right? So clarity first, then courage, then confidence.
Fuck yeah.
So for me, it was clarity on like where I was, like what I needed to do in my personal life.
Yeah.
Where I wanted to go with that then, which was whether I wanted to stay in Perth or move back over to Dubai.
Yeah. Because,
you know, I spent 3.5, almost 4 years in Dubai, and that place stole a massive chunk of my heart and soul forever. Yeah. A lot of people that just pass through Dubai or just travel Dubai or just see the shiny shit on you know, Instagram, media. They think, oh, it's just Lambos and, you know, fake people doing all this shit. And like, don't get me wrong. If that's the type of person you are, if that's the lifestyle you want to fucking live, then guess what? That's exactly what you'll experience, and that's exactly what you'll attract. But I met soul people there.
Yeah, big.
I was the healthy and fittest I ever was there. You know, I entered bodybuilding competitions. I was a PT for a little while. I met beautiful friends. I traveled to, you know, Fujairah Mountains. I went traveling all overseas. I met into community groups. I did art. I did all of, you know, I walked the gardens, not just went to the pool parties and not just did all those other things. Like, you know, like the lifestyle that I could have there, if I want the fancy, I can have the fancy. But if I want the low-key, soul, beautiful things and the friendships and the relationships and growing the network, the people, like I love variety. I love people. I love going to places where people want to get to know you. Yeah. They want to meet other people. It's not let's go and do the same shit that we do every fucking summer, every week. Like, oh, go down the front, go to this festival, do this, do that. It's like...
Sounds like Perth.
Doesn't it? That's what we want now. And look, no shade. For some people, that's a great life for them.
Yeah.
For them. That's not my truth. That's not my joy. That's not my passion, my pleasure, my fulfillment, my power, my bigness, my growth. That was what I needed. Like when I say I got clarity, I needed to get clarity on that.
Yeah, babe.
I needed to have the courageous as fuck conversations to do that, because this is a mistake people make. I want confidence first before I do the scary thing. Let me tell everyone watching, listening, all of the things, hello. Confidence comes after.
Woo!
Okay? It comes after. You need to put yourself into a position where you can get clear, whether it is going to retreat, whether it is getting a coach, whether it is just taking yourself on a little weekend away so you can just get out of the noise, out of your environment, out of the distraction, the stimulation, all the things, and fucking be true to yourself.
Yeah, that's big.
And be true to yourself. And then from that truth, take the courageous action and then have the confidence to do it. And, you know, since doing that, and this is the thing, I'm sorry if I've gone off on a tangent, but I just really want to stay in flow. Like,
this is your podcast.
When you get the clarity And then when you have the courageous conversations or do the things, whether it's leave the job, whether it's move to the different house, whether it's change the color of your hair, whether it's say no to friendships or I don't want to go on that trip or leaving a relationship or whatever it might be, it creates the spaciousness for the life that you want to come in.
Yes.
For the life that you want to come in. In a month's time, I've signed 5 new clients. I've called in a 6-figure fucking international coaching and management contract. I've got my visa for Dubai. I mean, don't get me wrong. With change and with doing the courageous thing, we all think it's going to be this sparkly, oh my God, rainbows, butterflies, unicorns, it's all going to be magic and confetti. No, I've had to die an identity death, crying, sleepless nights, living in the mud, calling my friends, what am I doing? All of the things like, guys, I don't want to paint a one-sided picture here, you know, like you die an identity death.
You really do.
You really do. You know, in my 30s, I thought I was going to get married and have kids and settle down and do all of these things and, you know, have that picket fence and the partner and the lifestyle and all of that. And here I am, 40, single, moving to Dubai with this fabulous career and doing all of these things. Like, if I was hung up on that, do you think I would have called in that?
Yeah.
No. So it's, you know, being brave enough to walk through the fire, land in the mud, turn into a puddle, cry, kick, scream, yell, do the things, but be strong enough to sort of come out the other side. And this is where I'm at right now is I've come out the other side because I've said yes to my yes. I've said yes to my yes and trusted that, you know, whatever's meant for me won't miss me. And I've done that through building the fucking somatic body through years, Tam, years of being courageous, leaving the little coasty town to go be the big performer when I still got mates living in the same town doing the same shit, you know, leaving that job and then going to Dubai and then coming back and then opening a salon. It's like like making the choice, always backing yourself, doing the things. Like this is how I got to the life that I got.
Babe, I really can't explain the energy you're in this room right now. Like, I've been sitting here since like 12. I haven't had food yet. I'm fasting unintentionally. Your energy is so electric because I can definitely feel like this beautiful direction with owning 40, single, moving to Dubai. I want to break the norm of what people believe when it comes to turning 40. And I feel like a lot of women who are listening right now, I can definitely feel like they need to have the clarity, the courage and the confidence to what that looks like for you. But when people think of, let's just say, what society wants us to be doing at this time or at the age of 40, people want you to be, you know, settling. People want you to have kids. People want you to kind of, you know, think of other things. You're going not against it, but you're actually not settling. Tell me more about that and following your heart with what's really being called for you to do, because people do have beliefs and misconceptions on turning 40 and life gets to be over for them, but you're sharing the truth that it doesn't have to be that way.
For sure. And look, this is my truth. This is my truth. Elle truth alert here. This is my opinion, okay? Like we don't have to take it as fact because everyone's got their own reality. Everyone's got their own truth. What might seem like settling to some people might not be for others. And I really want to honor that.
True.
I don't want to misconstrue or be taken out of context. Like your truth is your truth and my truth is my truth. And either way, I'm like, crack on, sis.
Yeah.
Whatever feels good for you. But I think, you know, when you ask about, you know, the societal norms, like what the fuck even is societal norms? And I'm like, surely at 2025, we are at a point where it's like, we can be single at 40 or we can be picking up and moving countries again, or we can be saying no to the job of, you know, staying in the same job for 10 years or, you know, following a passion, a pleasure or a desire that makes absolutely no fucking sense to anyone because it doesn't need to.
Yeah.
It's your life. Like if you die tomorrow, are you dying going, you know what? I did me, or are you doing everyone else?
Yeah.
So I think it's going to vary from person to person what settling looks like, feels like, sounds like.
Yeah.
And especially different cultures or, family dynamics too, regardless. Like in your family, might have like the tight family unit and you all stay together and do the things. That's not my norm.
Yeah.
My mum died when I was 24.
Yeah.
My dad took off. I have a stepbrother and sister, like some I didn't speak to for many years as a child, some I only speak to now. So, we speak now, but I don't speak to my dad. My mum's gone. Like, that's my family norm. So for me to be able to go, yeah, I'm moving. Yeah, I'm doing this. Yeah, I'm doing that. It could be very different for someone who, whose parents are still together and you're live in the same town and, it's so again, I just want to highlight everyone's different reality, but let's just come back to the inner knowing and that inner feeling of like, this isn't it. This isn't it.
Yeah.
Whether it's I'm meant for more, I'm meant for different, this doesn't light me up.
Yeah.
I don't feel the joy, the happiness, the freedom, the creativeness, the sexiness, the whatever it is in that place, person, job, part-time passion project, whatever you want to be. It's coming back to that inner knowing of like, is this it for you?
Yeah.
Is this it for me? Is this how you want it to be for the next 10 years of your life?
It's crazy to think that though, because I find when we have those deep questions, and I think you and I, we've been speaking so often on identities and what's meant for me won't miss me. And it's something I came up for myself around making decisions on the journey I want to be taking for my business. But when women were actually to have the power to tap into that knowing of what is calling for them, and for the listeners listening right now, you've made these big moves. You've turned 40, you're moving to Dubai in 4 months. You've also shared so beautifully, the direction you're going in with business. But those listeners right now who want to take that next step, of what to start looking for with this step on clarity, on courage, on confidence, what's the thing that they can start doing to step into like, the awareness, but not just the awareness, to make those steps, because this is probably what they need to hear right now.
I think it's putting yourself in the right environment.
Yeah.
Really. Like
That's
really
big.
putting yourself in the right environment. I mean, look, prime example, Tam, like my time with you, like I left the security of a full-time, good paying job.
Yeah.
To pursue my coaching career full time. I came to you for, business coaching advice and social media strategy and speaking, etc. And, coming into that in posture, even though I was a student, essentially like one of your clients, but going like, I want to be a coach and this is what I want to do, and showing up in that posture and putting that stuff forward. When you're in the right environment, where people are going to encourage you and bring out the best in you and help you to grow, help you to step into your power and do all of those things. It's like, you planting the seed and it getting watered, right? Because, and this is something I learned from my personal mentor is, the soil that you plant the seed in is how it's going to grow.
True.
And how it's being watered. So I think for anyone really that's wanting to make that change or follow their yes or start to get clarity on their life is like, if you were where you wanted to be right now, you'd have the things that you have.
Yeah.
You'd be living the life that you want to live. So to get what you've never got, you've got to do what you've never done.
Yeah.
Or if it didn't work out the first time, try it a different way.
Yeah.
So get yourself in the right environment. even if it means not getting out of the environment that you're in, because look, it's not like you've got to burn everything to the ground and leave everything behind.
True.
And
It's like this big exit strategy.
yeah,
kind of
it doesn't have to be this throw your toys out the pram and that's it, I'm blowing out my whole life, I'm fucking out of
See
here.
you kids, fuck you.
Yeah, no. Okay, like I don't want to romanticize that.
Yeah.
Though, have been there, have done that.
There is another way.
I've done it the hard way, but after many, many years, now I've got the healthy tools and the healthy strategies to do it. So, at least try to, if you're right now in that phase where, okay, you're sort of staying in this environment that you're in, whether again it's where you live or who you're with or the job that you're in or whatever, at least go, where can I start to be in proximity to get that self-awareness, to get that clarity, to get that confidence, and whether it's with a coach or whether it's with a therapist or whether it's just like, I'm going to join a women's group.
Yeah.
And I think I might make one new friend.
Yeah.
Because so many of my clients actually, and this might be a bit off topic, but they come to me and they just say like, oh, I just feel like I don't have a lot of good female friendships.
Really?
Yeah, it's a topic that comes out quite a bit.
Yeah.
Is that, whether they've just gotten so caught up in their careers or so caught up in their relationships or so caught up being a mum or doing things like that, they've actually just lost sight of who they are, and they're like, oh, I wish I had that female group or that female friendship or whatever. And that's again the power of put yourself in the right environment. And with coaching environments comes community, comes meeting like-minded women, comes the people that are cheering you on, because I'm very lucky. I have an amazing group of friends who are my biggest cheerleaders. As someone who's got a shit ton of confidence, I'm still a human having a human experience and have my I'm melting moments, and they're there. I'm lucky, right? Because I've cultivated that over a long time. Yeah. But like making that first step might be something as simple as just trying to make a new friend.
That's beautiful.
Or trying to move in a different environment. But why not kill two birds with one stone?
Sure. And that's the thing. I love it because it's like sometimes we make this big song and dance about it has to be this extreme big thing, but it's the small things that can make such a huge difference, and start with the one thing. And it's incredible that women are coming to you and they want to be part of a community and want to start making new friends, which again doesn't have to be this scary thing, whatever ages you are, you can start new, you can change environments, you can change careers, you can do the things that make you feel more you, as opposed to fitting the mold of trying to be someone, you're not. I want to dive a little bit about, your beautiful FR in a second, but something I really wanted to bring up because I want to honor you for this because I think it's amazing. It's very inspiring for myself. I've obviously not been drinking for 8 weeks, but I am going to enjoy a drink on Saturday night. But you've made a big decision about a year of not drinking. Tell me how that came about and why the listeners should hear this. Like how did all this happen?
We must have ESP because when you were saying before about we don't have to do these big things. Sometimes it's the little shifts. And I was thinking, yes, I'm going to talk about this. So thank you so much. So I guess when we think about we want to make big life changes and whatnot, something I always kind of start with my clients is let's just look at your life right now in close proximity. How's your sleep? How's your water? How's your food?
Not in.
Are you drinking? Are you partying? Are you doom scrolling? What are these things? Because those things can create a huge impact on people's lives. And look, guys, I'm not perfect. I'm not sitting here saying I'm perfect by any means. Please do not, okay? However, as someone who, in my earlier years, queen of partying, mate.
Sorry, what? Queen of partying.
I actually went to Hong Kong to a place called Lang Kwai Fong with my cousins, with my family, and the people that owned the bar at Lang Kwai Fong while I was on the bar just randomly dancing, and everyone's like, woo! They were like, oh, your cousin, she's queen of party. She's the queen of the party. And look, we can laugh about it and joke about it, but there's a lot of non-proud moments that came with my drinking. An alter ego that I'm not even going to mention because we don't bring that energy in anymore. But yeah, like I would say like really heavy in my 20s, you know, even into my a couple of years into my early 30s, you know, sort of started to taper off in my mid 30s. And then, you know, the last few years, like I've gotten a much bigger handle on it, still with like the odd little moment here. But obviously when you're a coach and you're trying to embody, again, when none of us are perfect, we're also humans, when you're like trying to be the embodiment of what you teach and what you coach and what you do, and even though, you know, like the drinking was few and far in between, or like the regretty moments were few and far in between, warranted or not, like I just had this, like knowing the impact of like health, sleep, well-being, the environment, reading books, scrolling, doing all the things, like, you know, I was getting my health in check and I was getting my hormones balanced because, you know, mid last year I got diagnosed with Hashimoto's disease, SIBO, Helicobacter pylori. Yes, look those things up. I don't even know how to pronounce it.
Me, I was like, what are these?
Yeah, I actually said, what's Hashimoto's? Did I get that in Japan?
Yeah.
That guy started pissing himself. He starts, oh my God, I snorted. He starts pissing himself laughing, right? And I only said it because I had been to Japan earlier that year. And he's just like, no,
actually, that's true. That's a fair, babe. That's a fair.
It's hypothyroidism. Anyway, it's hypothyroidism. So it was like, right, hypothyroidism, SIBO, Helicobacter pylori. I'm about to turn 40. If, because I was in a relationship at the time, I was like, fuck, you know, if I'm going to want to have kids, I really need to like get my health sorted and do all of these things. And I just was like, you know, I'd get really far on that and then it would sort of drop off and do all the things. And so anyway, this was about August of last year. And I just kept having, I don't know if you want to call it intuition, vision, desire. I don't know. But like, I would always take 3 months off a year from drinking just as like a bit of a break and just a bit of a practicing that sort of self-discipline thing. But for the last couple of years, I kept saying to myself, I just know if I don't touch alcohol for 1 year, something fucking amazing is going to happen because, you know, I've curbed a lot of habits over the years. I've grown insanely as a person. Like I am so fucking proud of me. I'm just so in love with the woman I am, with the woman that I'm becoming, you know, like imperfections and all. But this non-drinking, I was like, I just had this feeling of like, you know what, at 40, I'm saying yes to my yes.
I'm licking my lips because you're licking my lips. I'm sorry.
I'm so excited. I'm saying yes to my yes. I'm going to do the thing I keep saying I'm going to do. I want to challenge myself. Like I just went to Dubai.
Not drinking.
Brunches. Oh, free flight alcohol, all the things. And like loves a Prosecco. Like has a good time. I was like, nah. And you know what? The last drink I had was on the 19th of April.
Just before your birthday.
Just before my birthday, my beautiful friends threw me a surprise party where the theme was me. Oh, so hilarious. I had short blonde hair at the time. They were wearing blonde wigs and leopard and it was such a fun. Anyway, I was like, after that thing, I'm going to do 12 months alcohol free. And I've been, I mean, I know it's only been 2-3 months.
Still
but
big.
I don't even look at it. I don't crave it. I don't want it. I can happily sit in rooms and not have it. I'm just thoroughly enjoying it. I'm feeling really empowered, and especially while I've been navigating huge change in my life, both personally and professionally, to say, yeah, she's not had a drink. She's not done any of like the old coping mechanisms, like anything like that. It's just a fucking testament to who I am and who I'm becoming and being the embodiment of the work that I do with my clients. So Tam, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. It's big for me too. I haven't really spoken much about it, but watching you do it, babe, like I remember when you made the decision and I was like, wow. And then I got this desire to do it myself, because for me it was something over past. I'm going to say there's personal things that I've seen my family go through with it, and stepping into the embodiment of being a speaker. I'm like, there's something still I know I need to work on, and it's been the drinking. So I'm in that element with you, sis. But I think it's just powerful with what you're sharing, that it's all about the embodiment when we step into this big energy. You know, we're asking for the money, we're asking for the big life, we're asking for love, we're asking for the clients. But then there's always things within us that's stopping us from receiving or getting to there. And you've just done all this beautiful work, and you're only now stepping into this beautiful version of yourself, which before we step into, you know, the 2 questions I have for you, I really just want to congratulate you on that. I've witnessed you. I'm so grateful to have you as a friend. I'm so grateful that I've got you as a support coach in Queendom, but like, you're honestly someone that I look up to, but I also want you to know that I see you, sis. Like, you've been working so fucking hard. Everything that I know that's happening behind the scenes that I can't talk too much about, I just want you to know that the fucking yeses you've been getting, I'm like, fucking finally, mate. So I just want to let you know, I really want you to know that.
Oh, don't you make me start crying?
Don't cry just yet.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And just to circle back on that front, you know, when I was sitting on that couch after that breakup going like, how have I got here? How have I done this? And I started the journey. That's how it also got with the drinking too. Even though I'd come so far and I'd grown so much and all the things, like it was like one of the last little niggly pieces that I was like, this doesn't bring out the best in me. Yeah. You know, like it's probably one of the very few things that ever causes me any grief, whether it's like I did something silly or, you know, the hangovers the next day.
Like, you circle those questions and you're like, hang on a second.
Like the hangovers and whatever. And I'm like, fucking, if I am literally, wanting to do the bigness, call in the greatness, have my health and everything in check, and, you know, just be 40 and not living like that. You know, these are choices, and it was a full body yes. And again, coming back to that full body yes, that inner fucking knowing. And when you say yes to your yes, things like that happen. So thank you for acknowledging that, Tam. Like, that makes me just feel so nice.
Because you deserve it. Because I've seen the back end of life of Elle, and you've had some fucking things happening. You deserve the good wins that coming away, but you're working hard, and
thank you.
Huge embodiment. I've got 2 questions left, my darling, because I could talk to you forever. And that is, share more about how women can be working with you. And I know that there's a lot on this beautiful F era journey that you're embarking on and you're going to be bringing to your podcast too. But why should women work with you now?
I mean,
besides the fact that you're amazing.
I was going to say, if you didn't just catch that entire podcast, I'm not too sure why. But I guess I'm stuttering now. Why should women work with me? I guess there's a lot of coaches out there, and they're all very phenomenal. There's some that aren't, and I personally believe that you want to work with someone who's done the work, who's lived the life and come out the other side. It's not just about the piece of paper. It's not just about the niche or the positioning description. You know, you want to work with someone who actually gets it, who actually gets it. Yeah, I've got all the tools. I mean, I could tell you 25,000 certifications that I've got, you know, but it's also the lived experience. It's the embodiment piece. And, you know, whilst any coach, any human is always still on their own journey, and we're all still healing and evolving and growing in our own ways, having our own human experience. But if, you know, I want the women to want to work with me because I get it. I see them, and I don't just have the technical skills. I have the lived experience to go with it. So whether people want to join my one-on-one VIP coaching, whether they want to jump into a group program, I've got Project F launching in the next month, which they get a taste of my Finding Her formula. Of course, my podcast, The F Era, you know, whether you want to call it 40, fabulous, fierce, free, fuck it, fully expressed, feminine, fire, like whatever empowering F word you want to plug in there, we can do that. But yeah, I think that's why anyone should want to work with anyone, whether it's a business coach, a speaker, a personal development coach, a mentor, or whatever. Like you want someone that really gets it.
And I have to add a cherry on top of that. Elle's been in our space coaching our clients, and honestly, she has supported so many amazing people doing it. I would highly recommend, from an embodied place and someone who has lived and experienced and skilled. She's the doer and she walks the walk as well. So please make sure you follow her Instagram, which I was about to say, is it Elle_Porter? Is that right?
Yeah, so Elle_Porter_.
Thank you,
that's
babe.
everywhere. Facebook,
Good.
Instagram, website. Yeah, you will find me. It's on there. But look, I just, from the bottom of my heart, just thank you, Tam. Like, thank you, Tam, for everything, for being the inspiration that you were when I found you online, for seeing something in me that whilst I, felt it within myself, it was so nice to have someone else see that in me and to bring that out and let me grow and evolve and have the amazing opportunities that I've had in your space, not just to coach, but to work with some of the beautiful business owners that have been in your space that have needed that personal push. Like, thank you. Thanks to everyone, past and present, that's been a part of my journey, good, bad, or otherwise. I wouldn't be the woman, the coach, and the human that I am today without you and everybody else. So
We love you
just
so much. So much.
love
I'm
you
so glad
too,
you're here.
babes. Me too.
We like to ask our beautiful guests the last question, and that is, if you were to, because you've given so much beautiful knowledge and support and wisdom, but if you were to give that one key, the one key
Just
that
one?
opens, just
Oh,
the one, opens the keys to the Queendom, what would that key, what would that piece advice be?
Courage comes first. You're all waiting, like so many people are waiting for the confidence to then do the thing. The key is courage. Be courageous. Have the courage to back yourself. Have the courage to speak your truth. Say what's on your mind. Chase your dreams. Ask for, let go of. Courage comes first, then the confidence comes. That would be, if I could just have one.
God, that was perfect, honey. Thank you so much for sharing that. And for everyone else, I hope you've enjoyed the incredible Elle Porter, the big energy, and also the courage that she brings, and also all the things you're about to embark on. I'm so incredibly grateful for you. This is Tamara Meyer with Keys to Your Queendom. I'm your host. We'll be back next week on Keys to the Queendom. Bye, everyone. I remember the first time I spoke on stage. My heart was racing, palms sweaty, voice was shaking. I was terrified. Not because I didn't know what to say, but because deep down I was afraid of being seen. I was afraid of my own power. But here's the truth no one tells you. Speaking isn't about perfection. It's about connection. When you step onto stage, whether it's a room of 10 or 10,000 people aren't just listening to your word. They're feeling your energy. They're watching to see, does this person believe in what they're saying? Does this person believe in themselves? The power to command a room comes from owning your story, not performing a script. That's what amplifies your voice, and that's what creates impact. I spent years shrinking myself, dimming my light, thinking I had to sound like everyone else to be taken seriously. The moment I let go of the performance and I chose to lead with my truth, my voice changed, my business changed, my life changed, and that's what I want for you. Because when you learn to speak with authority, to lead with conviction, to show up as the fullest, boldest version of you, you don't just inform, you transform. Own your message and create the kind of presence that moves people into action, because your voice is your greatest asset. It's time to use it. So if you're ready to stop shrinking, if you're ready to step into the leader you were born to be, join me at Show Up and Speak Live. The mic is waiting, the world is waiting, and so am I.